Whoa, hey dude. I almost didn't see you there. I'm just smoking some drugs. And did you miss Fran Schneider's class? You wanna smoke this high quality drugs and join the cool kids, bro? Oh, you're going home to watch Soul? Isn't that a movie for babies? What are you, a little baby boy? Gonna piss your pants, little baby boy? Just to show you how grown up I am, I'll watch Soul, and afterwards, I'm gonna give you a swirly. 2 hours later. They really were jazzing, dude.
What's your name, honey?
I'm Joe. Joe Mama.
Friends, esteemed viewers of the Worst Critic YouTube channel, Soul is an animated movie we don't get often. I really encourage you to watch the movie first because I'm going to spoil the shit out of this. I love this experience and I'm not gonna hold back my juices for the sake of Tyler from Minnesota who decided to inhale aerosol cans in the parking lot instead of watching this beautiful movie. I actually wanted to separate this review into 2 sections, one covering the themes and the other covering the visual presence of the film. Honestly though, I don't think I can do that. This movie is done so fantastically that these elements go hand in hand. The themes of this movie don't work if the art style and visuals are different. You may be asking what is the main message behind this flick, and perhaps I could tell you in song form. Just kidding, music isn't real, but I can tell you normally. Enjoy the little things of life. In order to fully enjoy life, you need to enjoy all aspects of it. Soul shows us glistening sweat, how nice a good haircut looks, how the leaves dance through the air, and it shows these things vibrantly. These little things are evidence of the beauty that comes with creation and existence. What I love is that each frame of the film doesn't put emphasis on the shot as a whole, but rather the little stuff. The sweat on the players during the jazz performance towards the end of the film is what I noticed while watching that scene for the first time. It really is the first thing that I picked up, and it's actually the most striking visual for me. Sweat, something normally nasty and inconsequential, left a massive impact on me. It's to the point that I have a lasting mental image of it. I enjoyed pausing on the frame, looking at how it was textured, imagining how it felt. It produced a strong sensory reaction within me. Guys, trust me, this isn't some weird kink. I'm not into sweat, trust me, I'm not into it. It's not my thing. No shame if you're into it, but it's definitely not me, I swear. In reality, it's just that Soul has a remarkable talent for showing the audience these cool little details in a way that comes naturally. I just found myself fascinated with these little features. This isn't an accident. Soul wants us to enjoy the little things. It wants us to slow down and enjoy life. It's why they have 2 opposites in terms of characters confronting the same topic. We have Joe, who is very passionate about one thing but ultimately comes away from it feeling unfulfilled. We also have Tina Fey, aka my future wife, who feels life has no purpose. They both find resolution within their character arcs through discovering how much there is to living. The smells, the sights, the sounds, fuck, even the very air Joe breathes at the end, that's the driving force for these characters by the end of the film. So it comes as no surprise that the ethereal plane, the afterlife in this film, is shown with some dullness. I've heard people actually complain about this, by the way. Having the afterlife be visually bland and uninspired is a purposeful choice by director Pete Docter. It gives that much more weight to 22's character arc and serves as a stark contrast to the vivid details that the real world has to offer. 22 is stuck in this bland, cushy, almost nothingness with a very similar color pattern, and it's no surprise she'd be hooked by the taste of pizza, the feeling of wind, and the very concept of jazzing. She's not going to be hooked by cheap imitations within the Spark Room because they lack the distinct colors and sensory feelings that you get on Earth. The Way Station of Life has a very clear color scheme with its light blues, purples, and pinks. They specifically chose lighter colors so it leaves less of an impression on you. They want you to be engaged by the color palette of the real world. That's the stuff that's supposed to keep you locked in. When we are in the real world, the color palette is that there is no color palette. There is no constant color theme. Because like real life, it's full of greens, reds, blues, purples, and any other color you can think of. All of these colors are loud, unapologetic, and distinct. My favorite example of this is the jazz scene with Dorothea when Joe finally lands the gig that'll change his life. It's an example I keep coming back to because of how important it is narratively and thematically. Every color is striking, the gold stunning and dazzling, and the blues deep and dark. There are so many different colors and all of them are aggressive. This is when Joe Mama makes the critical realization that he is unsatisfied with his passion. He's not enjoying his life to the fullest. Joe realizing that there is more to life than just fingering the piano in the scene with the strongest color choice is no accident. By God, even the music choices fit the themes. When we are in the real world, we get this nice, distinct jazz, a music genre known for its freedom, for living in the moment, and then in the fluffy afterlife space, we get almost stock music at times. I genuinely can't remember any track from the afterlife except for the folk rock that plays when we are introduced to Moonwind. It's interesting, isn't it? The place where people are in the zone, a place where they reach this weird mix of life and afterlife, also has a weird mix of richer color and music, but not quite as distinct as the real world. Each setting fits both visually and musically what the film wants you to feel while in these places perfectly. The strength of the colors and sound in the real world serve to show the audience the beauty of life, the beauty of the small things. These colors beckon to us, they want us to desperately notice them. In film, color can often be sidestepped or done haphazardly and most audiences won't care, especially since some directors don't give a shit as well. This isn't necessarily a bad thing if the film is compelling outside the visual aspects, but Soul doesn't just give a shit about color. It begs you to as well. It wants you to think these fantastical ethereal settings are dull. It wants you to not remember the music that plays during these scenes. Soul wants you to enjoy some sweat, enjoy the golden dress of Dorothea, the deep blue backdrop behind Joe. It wants you to enjoy a color palette and conflict. Life is messy. Life isn't going to look like Denis Villeneuve's Enemy or Mad Max Fury Road. And while I love those two films and their visual style, life is going to look like Soul. Messy, bold, and beautiful. All of these aspects, from the little visual details present in the real world, to the striking reds, browns, and blacks, to the jazz that overlays these scenes, form a planet that's just as perfect and wonderful as the one we live on. This flick is a celebration of humanity, and I, for one, will join in on the party. Yes, Joe, wubnub. Wubnub indeed.
What the?
Soul is an easy 9 out of 10. It's filled with wonderful performances, fantastic visual design, an incredible message that's explored in an interesting and complex way, and some surprisingly pretty decent humor. These Pixar/Disney animated movies can have humor that's pretty hit or miss, but I felt Soul had some banging jokes, on God. Thanks for watching, friends. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of Soul in the comments down below. Take care.